This week, we are taking you guys with us as we tackle 24 hours in Acadia National Park. This year, in our RV that we live in, we have been doing an East Coast loop, and this entire time we knew that Acadia was going to be our northernmost point of this trip. So buckle up, and we're going to take you guys, hopefully, for the most beautiful views in the park. Let's get into it.
So on this 4-month RV trip that we've been on, we hit Cuyahoga National Park in Cleveland, and then this is going to be our second national park. So we've probably been to about 10 to 15 total, but I would say the expectation for this one is pretty high because everyone we talk to says like, oh my God, you're going to love Acadia. It's one of my favorites.
I've heard lots of great things, and even one of my old coworkers, he mentioned that that was the area that he selected for his honeymoon. So I'm like, that sets a pretty high bar. But I mean, the photos that I've seen and everything about it just seems so great. But saying last year of doing like Grand Teton and Glacier and Mount Rainier, I'm trying to do my best to be open-minded. So there's a lot of excitement for the park. However, we have heard some cons. I would say one of them just being the busyness of this park. It's not really a place that you want to just go and will freely explore. There's areas that require reservations. And then on top of that, where you're going to stay, national park campgrounds tend to always be sold out. But on top of having to plan out, the area itself is expensive. This is probably the most expensive national park that I've seen. When I was looking for RV sites, I believe they started at $80 a night, which that's pretty expensive for national park standards.
Yeah, I feel like we don't really like to pay more than $30. We'll push it to maybe $50 a night to stay at a place if it's somewhere we really want to go. But yeah, $80 is quite a bit above our threshold.
So it's a pricey area. You got to plan things out. And also Acadia, the location is just not on the way to anything. So you're deliberately going out of your way to explore this place. So those are some of the cons there. But let's get into our 24-hour experience.
Okay, so first of all, we needed a place to stay when we were going to visit Acadia. So like Abby mentioned, we didn't want to pay $80+ a night. Plus,
there wasn't even availability at that price.
That would be based on availability. We were planning a little bit last minute. We looked about a week out to see where we could find and what options there were. Gabby actually found a really good option that was just a little bit of a drive outside of the actual national park called Mount Desert Narrows Campground. And we booked 2 nights here for a total of $50 a night. Honestly, quite a good value in comparison to the other stuff that we saw in the area.
The drive was about, 10-15 minutes to Bar Harbor, which is like the very cute downtown area. And then to the national park entrance, I think it was also about 15 minutes. The park itself, or the campground itself, was really nice though, that we were able to take advantage of. It wasn't full hookup, it was water electric, but they had a dump station, so kind of full hookup-ish. But they also have laundry on site. So with us not having a laundry machine, it was really nice to just kind of have an all-in-one stay that we can get some errands done, not have to worry about solar power needs. So I would definitely stay there again.
So we knew that we were going to be there for 2 nights, but pretty much we had 1 full day in Acadia National Park to experience everything that we could. So we did our research trying to find the very best stuff in the park. And number 1, that started off with seeing a sunrise at Cadillac Mountain. So what makes this spot so awesome is that it's the first place in the US that you can see the sunrise in the morning. So a pretty cool experience being as east as you can get in the US on top of a mountain. But in order to get in here, you do have to make a reservation to get in, and it sells out super quick. So we had to go in at 10 a.m. 2 days before the day that you want to go. And I was there at my computer refreshing the screen as quickly as I could. I got us a reservation to go up in the morning. The sunrise was at like 6:30 in the morning, so we had to get up super early, especially because we were driving in the dark, but we're able to confirm tickets for us to get into this part of the park.
I was just about to take a work call when Brendan was doing the reservations, and I remember being like, let me know how quickly the tickets sell out. I'm just genuinely curious. I think they allot like 125 tickets or so, and they sold out in, I believe it was just under 3 minutes. So you have to be ready on the dot at 10 a.m. Eastern to get your reservation.
So we had to prep quite a bit for this because this was going to be a really early start in the morning. We made sure the night before that we got to bed at a good time and kind of prepped the things in the morning so that we could just get up and get out the door. But we got up at probably 4:30 in the morning.
Who's ready?
And it was just, I mean, it's completely dark out. The sunrise, I believe, was at 6:30. So that gave us about 2 hours to get up, get ready a little bit, drive the 30 minutes over to Cadillac Mountain, get our stuff set up, and kind of start to go watch sunrise. But I would say one huge thing that made the experience nicer for us was that we brought our camping chairs with us. In the area when we pulled in, it was already packed with people when we got there.
So
at
many people.
At like 5:30. So
We looked like we showed up late, and we were
Yeah.
still like an hour before sunrise.
yeah, there is. It's nice that they limit the number of people that go up, but there's still a lot of people. And it was a really cool drive. I mean, it was pitch black. You know, you're just going up switchbacks up to the top of this mountain. We tried to find a little spot that we had a little bit of privacy away from people.
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's plenty of room to spread out. It's just a lot of people tend to just crowd by the first flat area. So definitely keep going, find your own spot. You will thank yourself because there were just so many people back there that when things are overcrowded, it's kind of hard to enjoy the moment. We didn't even walk that much farther in front, maybe like a few 100 feet, and that we were out of the crowd.
Waking up, we had our chairs, we set them up, and it was still pretty dark, but it was starting to get a little bit of light in the sky. We brought our coffees with us. We made some coffee in the morning and put them in thermos so they would stay warm and we could kind of sip on it as we were enjoying the sunrise.
I feel like we looked like we've done this before. Like everyone else was there, like really cold, maybe with a blanket, but we're here with our chairs and our coffee, having a great time. So yeah, that was awesome.
After the sunrise, we did a little bit of walk around the area. There's a little bit of trail that you can walk, but we still had so much of our day because
Yeah.
the sun rose and it was still like 7 in the morning. So we're like, hey, what else can we do? And so we looked up what are some of the top hikes that you can do in the area. And so we decided next that we were going to tackle Beehive Trail.
So Beehive Trail is pretty famous in Acadia because it's a hike that involves using the iron rungs that are already on the rock. So it's like you're hiking a trail, but then there's these kind of like ladders almost, or areas that you need to grab on to these iron rungs that were put there to complete the hike. So it's like very engaging, interactive, and we knew that was something we wanted to do. And it's, man, I think on all trails, I want to say it has like 30,000 reviews or
It is
something. It is
crazy
so popular. So after we watched sunrise, we're like, let's just head to Beehive Trail now. So that way, ideally, we can avoid the crowds. We probably got there around 8 a.m., maybe a bit before. But yeah, plenty of parking. And then we started the trail, and there was definitely like a decent amount of people, but there were plenty of signs that pretty much said, if you are afraid of heights, turn back now. Do not do this trail. Brendan and I doing a lot more climbing this year. I would say that we were very comfortable, weren't intimidated too much by the idea. But when we started doing this trail, there was these two ladies in front of us that were just terrified. Like they were moving so slow, and she was just kind of like, oh my god, am I gonna die? And I'm just like, hey, I'm right behind, I got you. And it made me feel really bad because I would say it was in an area that I had zero fear in, and she was just starting the trail. After she got past that little section, they let us go by, but it is very real. If you have a fear of heights, I would say I really wouldn't recommend. You're probably not going to have a good time. And with how popular the trail is, there's going to be a lot of people behind you, which probably puts more pressure on yourself.
It all depends on what you've been exposed to, and like
100%.
in relation to some of the places that we've rock climbed, it seemed fairly beginner, but I wouldn't say that it was overall like difficult.
No.
It only took maybe 20 minutes to get up to the top, and that included some waiting time for other people in front of us. But all that being said, there were some gorgeous views. Yeah, there was some beautiful spots of the water, and you can kind of see some of the leaves starting to change. It was just a really beautiful time to be there.
I would totally recommend the hike. I do think it was a little overhyped, in my opinion. I was definitely like really excited for it, but I remember when we got to the top, you kind of looked at me and you're like, this is it.
I
was
did
like,
think it was
damn,
gonna be
yeah.
harder because I will say, I mean, the aspect of climbing, like you need a little bit more upper body strength than a normal hike. So if you're lacking in that area, it's definitely gonna be a little harder. But for us, yeah, it was not really a challenge at all.
But it was still really engaging. We've never done a hike like that before. Anything like that has been climbing. So to kind of intertwine the two was very cool. The view was beautiful at the top, but it was definitely getting busy kind of quick. So we're like, let's just finish this hike. So we finished and we went back down by the parking lot, and it's right next to this beach that is just so beautiful. And in our last video that we, released on Bermuda, I feel like it did remind me of like a mini horseshoe bay. It was just such a pretty little cove, so peaceful.
We got there was hardly anybody there.
I know, and we still had our camping chairs from going to see sunrise. So we just brought those, we had our snacks, put them up on the beach. And once again, I feel like it looked like we did this before. Like we were the only people who had chairs on the beach, and we were just chilling to where people were like taking photos of us. I'm like, wow, you guys look so comfortable. It was such a good time. We hung out on the beach for probably like 2 hours or something, just talking about the day and just taking in the sights. It was so good.
When we were getting ready to be done with the beach, the crowds definitely picked up a lot. Like the parking lot, super filled up.
I would not want to go probably past 9 or 10 a.m. I would say it's not worth it until maybe like a sunset hike there. I'm sure it's just crazy all day.
Yeah, so the crowds picked up really quickly, and we thought that would be a good time that we can sort of finish doing the loop road of Acadia, driving on our motorcycle. Honestly, it was like the perfect way to experience it because there's little pull-offs everywhere and great views, but parking is limited for the amount of crowds that were in the park. One thing that we did not mention is we did visit this during the government shutdown. So maybe there was just a crazy number of people that wanted to go into the park because you didn't have to pay an entrance fee, or maybe that's just how it is always in October as the leaves are starting to change and people are getting excited to go to a national park. But that was just sort of our experience of having a bike. Was very nice to be able to fit into parking spots and navigate around the rest of the loop of the park. Overall, I was very curious to find out, after spending a full 24 hours in Acadia, if it was going to live up to the hype. And I would say we kind of reflected on it afterwards, and it's definitely up there on our list in terms of national parks. I don't know if it would get number one, but it's for sure in our top 3 of national parks. Other ones that were up there were Mount Rainier and Washington, and then we really like the Grand Tetons too.
Yeah, like in the park itself is fantastic. And I would say something that I really enjoy as well is just the area of Bar Harbor, and just how that is Bar Harbor is just like all of these little restaurants and cute shops. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's totally touristy, but it's a really nice way to be able to enjoy nature, but then you also kind of have a social downtown-y scene. But also having that downtown offers other experiences, that they have boats that can take you out to do whale watching.
I totally would have done that if we stayed longer.
Right, yeah, no, there's like so much more. I mean, we have our own kayak, but there's kayak tours. There was like electric cars that you can rent around town. There was just so much more that we could have experienced if we would have had more time. So I would definitely go back. It's hard to say, like, if I'm ever in that area, because I'm like, if we are, it has to be to go to Acadia since it's not on the way to anything. But if we find ourselves up in the Northeast again, I would definitely do another trip to Acadia National Park, because yes, we did like the top things there are to do in the park, but there's so much more that you could do within the park. And even though the park itself is expensive, I probably would still be curious to just camp inside the park. So guys, Acadia most definitely has our check of approval. This was such a good time, and hopefully you guys enjoyed experiencing it with us, and we will catch you guys next week.